In fact, in 2022, cyber criminals have sent about 3.3 billion phishing messages and caused over 4,000 data breaches. And this exposed about 22 billion personal records. So phishing is something that, and I can tell you, I get emails from my clients a lot asking me, hey, is this phishing? So it's happening all the time. So phishing is a cybercrime in which a target or targets are contacted by email, telephone, or text message by someone posing as a legit institution to lure individuals into providing sensitive info, and such as PII, banking and credit card details, and passwords. The information is then used to access accounts all over and can result in identity theft, financial loss, things like that. So, number one, how do we fight phishing? Just like we just said, humans are the number one cause of phishing schemes to succeed. So knowledge is definitely going to be one of your big tools. Make your employees knowledgeable about phishing attacks, the common phishing attacks that are happening now, answer any questions that they might have about these different security issues. The second thing would be safeguards. So like I said, over 50% of the attacks were caused by humans, but that other 40-something% was caused by issues in the system. So having safeguards in place, such as a really good spam filter, things like that. And what's interesting is Google actually has better safeguards in place than Microsoft Office. So organizations that use Office 365 are more than 3 times as likely to experience a business email compromised when compared to Google Gmail for Business. And one reason that's probably true is because Microsoft only has access to their small amount of data that is Microsoft specific, whereas Google has access to 90% of the world's data on the internet. So it would make sense that Google's spam filter and their email filters are much stronger because they have access to so much more data. Okay, so ways to spot some phishing schemes. So the first thing would be, it contains an offer that's too good to be true. So I'm sure you received an email that said, click here to claim your $500 reward. And they want you to go to a website and put in your name and your bank account so they can deposit that $500 reward. Language that's urgent, alarming, or threatening. So I actually, just this week, I had 3 different clients send me this email that it says, the subject line is urgent, your site has been hacked. And the email goes on to say, deliver $3,000 in Bitcoin, or we will take your website offline and put something else up in its place. So anytime you receive anything kind of like that, where and you can verify that it's not true, then that's definitely a big key to spotting phishing. Now, this next one, it's not as prevalent anymore with kind of AI becoming a lot more in tune, more chat GPT, stuff like that, but definitely looking for poorly crafted writing with misspellings or bad grammar. So and I know no financial institution, no attorneys, they're not going to send out anything where there's bad grammar in it. So that's definitely a way to spot a phishing email. Greetings that are ambiguous or very generic. So it might say hello gentlemen or welcome lady, things like that. So those just ignore. Request to send personal information. So this happens a lot with people pretending to be banks or pretending to be PayPal. They'll say, oh, there's an issue with your account. Click here to sign in and put in your financial information so we can verify it. Don't do that. And also PayPal and banks will have come out and said, we will never send you an email that's like that. So that's definitely an email to ignore. Urgency to click on unfamiliar hyperlinks or an attachment. Strange or abrupt business requests. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in the terms of wire transfer fraud. Also fuzzy or low resolution images. A company will never send you an email where their logo looks bad. If their logo looks bad or fuzzy, whoever sent it didn't have access to the high resolution version of it, so it's not from them. And then finally, this is actually a pretty easy one to spot. Sending email address doesn't match the company where it's coming from. So if they say, hi, this is PayPal, but the address says, PayPal1234@outlook.com, you know that those two don't mesh. And so, it's not from PayPal. Okay, so as an example, we have this email where you can see this isn't the actual PayPal logo. It's a little bit different. It's missing a few features. And then it says response required. And then you can see here it says service.epaypal@outlook.com. So and the purpose of this email is they want you to click this login and put in your username and password. So they have your PayPal username and password. So this is just one example. Some other common phishing schemes are account deactivation. So they'll say, hey, we're going to deactivate your PayPal account unless you sign in, or we're going to deactivate your bank account unless you sign in. The compromised credit card. So again, they'd say, hey, we noticed this suspicious activity on your credit card. Click here and sign in. Funds transfer, social media requests, Google Docs fake login. So they might ask you to log in to view this Google Doc. And then they have your Google, sign-in information, an IT support request, or some social engineering. And we're going to talk about social engineering in just 1 second.
Thanks for listening. And remember, I'm Don I, your insurance guy.